Hello again. Hopefully you rested well during this hour, during this coffee break between the first, after the first lecture. So in the second lecture for today, we'll be talking about the iterations and keywords management and efficient keywords management while iterating your application's metadata. So once again, I invite you to join our Slack community. So we'll have two big blocks of content during this lecture. So in the first part, we'll be talking about the iterations of textile optimization. So we'll talk a bit about the purpose of iteration. We'll talk about different types of iterations. So we'll talk about the outreach iteration, we'll talk about the relevance iteration, and we'll talk about the most important type of the iterations, which is the install rate improvement iterations, which is basically iterations which must drive new installs to your app. And we'll work a bit again in ASOdesk console. So we'll look at one case I would like to share with you about the scope iteration of the Verve app, which they did in March. So that's a very good case of the scope iteration, and there is a very clear logic. So we'll look into the case. So in the second part of the lecture, we'll be talking about the keywords management. So we'll draw our attention to two important points. We will talk about the importance of proper selection of the keywords, and I will share with you some tips about fine-tuned keyword table. So let's move to the right to the content. So just to settle us down in the framework of our ASO Academy. So we've talked about keyword research, right? We know how to compile metadata. We know how to measure efficiency of our iterations. So now we can iterate and update our text metadata. So iterations. I've been talking about this a lot, so now I would like to check whether you have listened to me attentively. So guys, why do you think ASO takes more than one iteration? So your thoughts. Why does ASO take more than one iteration? Why App Store optimization is a continuous process, and one iteration, and even two iterations won't give us any results? So, your ideas? So we were talking on Monday and yesterday as well that ASO is a continuous process. We're continuously updating the metadata, analyzing iteration. So why App Store optimization is a continuous process? No answers yet? Waiting? Do you remember on Monday I was sharing with you the idea that ASO won't work if we go on only with one or two iterations, and normally App Store optimization starts to pay off only after 2-3 months. So any ideas? Why does ASO take more than one iteration? Okay, let's say that all students are shy and they know the answer. They just they're shy to share and to be wrong. So ASO is a continuous process because at the beginning we don't know the app's position in searches, and we have no idea which queries are always relevant for your app, and which of the keywords work hand in hand with our visual elements. So we need a few iterations to understand the relevance of a given keywords of given semantic cohorts for our app. So whether if we are doing, I don't know, if we are doing, okay, let's take this example about the fitness app. So if we are doing a fitness app, whether what would be the relevancy and the conversion rate of the keyword fitness and workout at home, and just workout, etc., etc. So we need to understand which of these queries are always relevant for us, and what is their relevancy for the visual elements we are using on the store, and different visual elements we are using on the store, which means icon and the screenshots. So plus to this point, while perfecting App Store optimization, users' preferences change. So as we talked on Monday, in the summer, people are downloading I don't know, some kind of a travel apps more because people are traveling, having vacations. In the autumn, most probably such an apps. This is not the best time for such an app, so perhaps we need to kind of adapt our semantic core for the autumn time, or if we're talking about the travel app, we'll need to update our cohort before the New Year's Eve and the New Year vacation, Christmas vacation, because people are using slightly different keywords and semantic cohort. So the user's preferences changes always across the categories. Plus, we remember that our competitors are working on their App Store optimization continuously as well. So they are targeting keywords, trying to get in higher than our apps in the search results. Plus, we should remember that when we are working on the app, we are trying to build our own brand and to get a certain share of the branded keywords traffic. So to support our stability of our app on the store. So we begin to buy traffic, our brand develops. So this influences somehow our positions by the generic keywords as well. So we implement different strategies when, for example, when we are using generic keywords together with our branded keywords, and we're trying to appear in the suggests by the generic keywords with our brand name. So, for instance, it's well-known practice when, let's say, we have a suggests on App Store fitness. If we type fitness, then we'll see fitness at home, fitness workout, etc., etc. So if we are using in the title, let's say, verb fitness and fitness, home, and workout, it is there's a huge possibility that we might appear by the keyword fitness in the suggest with our brand name. So they will suggest verb fitness workout. So that's one of the strategies pretty popular across App Store optimization managers. And remember, I mentioned this on Tuesday in the lecture about the optimization of the iOS on App Store, that stores favor apps that actively update their pages. More updates, better for us from the point of view of indexation. Plus, users like when there are updates and new features are adding, the app is developing. This means that the product is getting better and better. So all the people are like to participate in something which is developing. So talking about the iteration, so we came to the point, right, that App Store optimization is a continuous process. So we need different types of iterations which are implemented in the different types, in the different stages of App Store optimization. So basically, we have three types of iterations. So the first one is in outreach iterations. So this is an iterations which are needed for increasing the scope of visibility. So we are adding a huge number of the keywords, and we are starting indexing by them and appear in the search results by this keywords. We are to analyze outreach iterations, we are using keyword ranking distribution chart on the ASOdesk, which we looked into in the previous lecture. The next type of the iteration is the relevance iteration. This is a nerving, kind of a nerving of the semantic core. So we've got a huge number of the keywords. We used all of them or majority of them in the first iteration. Then the next steps in the what we have done already, outreach iterations, we're trying to narrow all the keywords we are using and finding the funnel to target our users by given keywords. So this is the second type of the iterations. And then search traffic iterations, which directly must affect our app units rate. So let's talk a few more words about each of the iterations. So outreach iterations are meant to broaden the scope of your app, that is, make wider variety of searches turn up your app. As we've mentioned a few times already, that we use this. Normally, we use outreach iterations when we start an App Store optimization for an app, or when we are finding a new semantic cohort or a group of we're conducting App Store optimization already, and we found out a niche in the market, or we added a big group of features to our app, and all these features, for example, they have their own keywords on the store. So we are looking for all the keywords which are used to find an app which has this feature, and we add all these keywords, like a huge number of keywords, to our semantic core, and we should start basically from the outreach iterations. Like, we are not deleting all the previous keywords, we just add into these keywords. We're deleting perhaps less interesting keywords from the previous semantic core, and we are adding new keywords. So basically, we might be doing outreach iteration at the very beginning of the App Store optimization, or somewhere at other stages when we are targeting a big group of the new keywords which weren't presented in our semantic core before. How to work with outreach iteration? So basically, as I've said, we introduce our app to the widest possible set of search queries. Normally, for such cases, when we are targeting a big group of keywords, we are using extra localizations. Of course, we should be taking care about the keywords we are ranking for already. So so to not to make a mistake when we are targeting a new semantic cohort and forgetting about the keywords which were bringing us a precious traffic already. So okay, we've got a lot of new keywords. We appeared in the search results by them. Of course, we appeared by them in majority of cases below, I don't know, 50 top 50 apps. However, at this point, we need to start to strive higher by given keywords, to try moving up by this keyword. So relevance iterations seek to align your app with a narrow group of queries. The most advantages for it at this time. So if these queries are popular among these users, your app is relevant to them. So this is the kind of stuff we've been talking about. Just I want to structure this knowledge. So relevance iteration is, we have a semantic core, we've got the given semantic cohort of the keywords. I don't know, again, fitness. So we are targeting, let's say, fitness at home. So we are trying to find all the keywords which contain the keywords fitness at home, and we are dividing them in the title, subtitle, and keywords field, and trying to target this semantic cohort. So how to work with this relevance iteration? As I've said, we are choosing a semantic cohort and positioning our app in as many queries as possible within. Remember about the stages, the stage 1, when we are preparing the semantic core, that it is very important at this stage to clear our metadata, not metadata, but our semantic core from the non-relevant keywords, because they will simply make our App Store optimization job harder later on, because we'll have a lot of distractors in the semantic core. So the better we do this step, the easier will be for us to move in the future. So when we are doing this relevance iteration, we're working a lot with semantic cohorts. So in the ASO tool, basically we are typing in the search given keywords, let's say fitness or home workout, etc., and we are filtering all the keywords which contain these words, and we are trying to analyze the positioning of the words in this keywords. For instance, if there is let's say we are targeting the key, we would like to target the semantic cohort with the word workout, and then we type in the search workout, and we see all the keywords which contain the word workout. And then we see different keywords, like there are a lot of keywords which contain home workout. Then we understand that to target the semantic cohort workout, we need to target as well inside of the semantic cohort a home workout group of keywords, because they are important. So there are a lot of keywords with a good traffic scores. So we use, for example, in the title home workout, and by this we are targeting a smaller, a tinier group of keywords with which contain 2 keywords, home workout, and we target our general semantic cohort workout. So when we are working with semantic cohorts, we are looking for growth potential. So as I've said, we are not only targeting the keyword workout, but we are targeting some growth potential as a home workout, and we're focusing on outreach for that section. This means that we are doing kind of scope iteration, but for a smaller semantic cohort, and we're looking like into positioning of our semantic cohort after this iteration. So yeah, as I've said, you see an example of filtering semantic cohort fitness and analyzing it and finding a room for improvement. So you know perfectly this screenshot already. Yes, so when we are doing this keyword ranking distribution chart is available when we are doing the first and the second type of the iteration, so the scope iteration and relevance iteration. It helps us more or less to understand, to unfilter all the keywords below, let's say, position number 20, and look quickly into the results of the iteration. However, that's great. This scope iteration and relevance iterations are important for us to prepare, to find a niche, to target semantic cohort. However, we remember the most important point of App Store optimization is that the most important goal of ASO is search traffic maximization. So we are moving to the third type of iteration, which is an install rate improvement iteration. So we've got a lot of information about our positioning by the keyword semantic core in general. We've got a lot of information about our rankings by keywords from a given semantic cohort. So now we need to use this all and to compile text metadata in such a way so we start getting not only impressions but installs. So install rate improvement iterations is to make your app more visible to relevant users, increase the number of relevant searches that turn your app among the top 10. So we're at this moment, at the moment of install rate improvement iterations, we are talking about the moving a given keyword to the top 10, and we know that below positions 8 or 9 there is no almost traffic, but when we are in the position 10 we can continue growing step by step, position by position to the top. So for example, when we got positioned, for example, when we're ranking number 10 by a very good keyword, so basically that's well done, and now we need to seek for, and we have this keyword in the title already, so there is no like room where we can use this keyword more to increase our position. So we know that this keyword is super relevant for us. All our competitors are ranking by these keywords in the top 10. We're number 10 by this keyword. So now we should be caring about the perhaps some marketing campaign. We should cooperate with our paid user acquisition team to increase, for example, the general number of the installation of your app, or I don't know, or try somehow to not to purchase incentive traffic, but use a given keyword, for example, I don't know, to organize a campaign, like to type a keyword and find our app and download, and you will get a promo code for something. So that's different ways to start moving from this top 10, but basically using these 3 types of iteration. And if you reach the top 10 by given keywords, of course this all depends on the categories, market niches, because it all some market niches are super competitive, some of them not, so it all depends. But in general, if using all these steps, 3 types of iteration, you've reached the top 10 or 8 position, 9 position, or even reach top 5. That's great. That means that the organic user acquisition App Store team, ASO manager, reached the goal. So how to work with install rate improvement iterations? So the most important queries are those that can be moved to the visible zone, such as queries from the top 50. So that's the point I said, that at the beginning we know nothing basically about the keywords, so we are using them and doing this iteration, scope iteration. Then we're trying different iterations and seeing how our app is moving with the cohorts of the keywords. And using the third type of iteration, we're targeting a given keyword. So after these 3 types of iteration and the install rate improvement iteration, we will know this very important information about how far, how high can we jump with a given keywords just using them in the title or subtitle. So yeah, you remember the visible zones of our app. So top 5 and top 20 our like the most important visibility zones. Top 5 already gives us a lot of traffic. Top 20 means that we can move further, like we are doing not bad with these keywords. So you remember our semantic chart. So this semantic chart is very important for us while doing this install rate improvement iterations, because in the first 2 parts of the iterations, basically we're using keyword ranking distribution chart, and here we're analyzing traffic score already, and we are moving from only between these 3 zones. So when doing install rate improvement iteration, we are using a more semantic chart table. A common mistake of ASO beginners, I mentioned this in the previous lecture. I just want to outline it one more time, just to be sure you are aware of this mistake, that often beginners forget to shrink the semantic core to a particular cohort. Instead, they iterate from the ground up. So if you are doing the first type of iteration, then doing the second type of iteration, then doing third part of iteration, and something is not working on, it doesn't mean that you need to like restart the full process of App Store optimization and redo from the ground up all the semantic semantic core and spend 8 hours doing assembling the keywords. You just need to understand what was wrong. You need to divide all the semantic core by cohorts and find the reason what is wrong. It is possible that you are doing everything right, just your app is not strong enough to move higher by the given keywords, or the competition on your market is strong, or you need more paid traffic to your app. So it all depends. So don't think about redoing semantic core from the scratch every time, but try to share, to divide your semantic core into as many pieces as possible, and look into each cohort or tab or group of keywords in details. What's wrong with our slide? Basically, we have here a slide that we're moving to ASOdesk. 5 minutes. I just want to show you a scope iteration which Verve Fitness app in USA did in March. So let me share a screen with you. Okay, guys, I would appreciate if you type plus if you see my my screen. And at this moment, I will just show you an example. We are observing Verve app a lot because their App Store optimization is working a lot on their text metadata. Plus, fitness market niche is developing a lot in the United States. More and more apps appear there. This is super competitive market niche in the United States. The traffic scores from this niche is just are very high, and there is a lot of generic keywords. This niche isn't affected that much by branded keywords. So this is fitness apps in United States are great examples to learn App Store optimization. Yeah, so I see your pluses. So what I want to show you, so we are looking at the application Verve's Home Fitness Workout. We are checking their positioning in United States, and I've chosen March. So we have a date range from the 1st of March till 31st of March. So we see that on March 13, they had an iteration, and it's clear that they have done scope iteration. You see how many keywords have been added to their metadata. And one very interesting thing that look at the keyword visibility zone which grew the most. So this is all the keywords below 50 50th position. What does it mean? That they added a lot of keywords in the keyword field, and top positions, top one. Let me hide. You see, top one didn't change. Top 5 changed. They doubled keywords. However, you see right after the update, they grew by a number of keywords, and later on they came like returned to the previous position almost by the majority of the keywords. You see top 6, 10, the same situation. Yeah, right. This is the thing I was talking about, the improvement of the rankings after update. You see, right after the update, they got a lot of keywords got this into this visibility zone, and later almost all the keywords lost this position. So they most probably they were not that much relevant, or other apps were more relevant for that keywords. The same story here, right? And you see in the all visibility zone below 20, it had the same situation, right? A few days after the iterations they grew, later they lost a lot of position, but generally they saved a lot of positions in this visibility zone. Of course, they are not getting any traffic from this, but this is a clear sign that they were doing scope iteration in United States in the middle of March. So most probably they were targeting some semantic cohort. This is the case I was telling you about, that such a situation might appear after when we start App Store optimization for an app, or somewhere in the middle of the process when we are finding or a new semantic cohort, or the app is getting a new feature, and we are finding all the keywords which describes this feature. So let's look a bit into the details. So as you know, this is like only the general information. This is inconsistent. So let's look into the semantic cohort. So you see here before, on the 1st of March, we haven't had a lot of keywords in the yellow zone, and we've got a bit more keywords here in the zone. So they were adding more keywords to the yellow zone, and there were no big changes in the green zone. A few keywords were in the beginning of March and at the end of March. So let's check the changes in their metadata. So we won't move to the keywords directly. I just want to show you to be quicker here. I just want to show you what happened. So look at their metadata on March 1 and March 31st. So before they were fitness, health, workout. And we remember the situation which started, like what started in the world in March, the COVID situation. So a lot of people moved to quarantine, and they started working from home or not going to the job. So Verve reacted fast. So they did this update already on March 13, you see, and they moved the keyword home, and they to the title. They use it on the second place after the brand name, and they created a long tail keyword, home workout. You see, before it was ABS, home weight loss for women, and now they are creating and targeting the keyword home workout. So let's check what's happened to app ranking by the keyword home. So we can type So we see that by a long list of keywords with keyword home, they got a lot of positions. Of course, you might say they lost some positions, and that's true. However, you see home workout, they lost 46 positions. However, and here home workout for men free 21 position. However, by the rest of the positions, you see they were improving by 100 here positions or 30, 60. That's a huge growth of positions. And let's check home workout. Home workout. It's an interesting case about why they lost position home workout after adding this keyword home workout. Let's check their history of ranking for the keyword home workout. Very few United States, so home workout. So as you see, we need another. We don't have here the date range from the March, only from June, so we're not able. However, as you might see, they haven't moved until June by this keyword. So most probably, I might say that this keyword it has, you see, searches popularity 50, which is a huge. This is a super traffic keywords. So most probably, even by adding this exact match of the long tail keywords home workout, they didn't gain positions, and you see their best rank is 39. So the only one reason why they lost positions, I think that this is super competitive keyword, and they have never grew a lot by this keyword. However, look at the keyword home workouts, and they gain positions, and their best rank is better. However, search Earth's popularity and traffic score of this popularity, of course, is two times less than home workout. So however, it is clear that they were targeting this keyword home workout, and I just want to show you one more thing, that they updated even their screenshots. So they targeted the keyword home workout, and they added, look, they added a tab at home, you see. So I would say that most probably they hadn't a lot of time to update their visual metadata to work on A/B testing. So they decided to not change a lot in their screenshots. So they just added this tab at home to support their keyword home workout in the title. You remember in the previous lecture I was saying that it is important in terms of conversion to cooperate between your text metadata and the screenshots. Another thing is that they were targeting the keyword health. You see, there were no keyword health in their title. So if we check their positioning by the keyword health, you see the most probably they had no keyword health in their metadata, so they were targeting a semantic cohort with the word health. From the first view, it seems that they gained a lot of positions. They are doing great by this keyword, but if we look at the current rank by this keyword, you see that the current rank by these keywords is somewhere below 100. So this is the most probably, like, this is what I was saying, this is an scope iteration. So they are adding the semantic cohort, they appear in by these keywords like in top 100, but still a lot of job is ahead of this semantic cohort to grow to the top 50 or to top 30. But definitely they are adding health as health keyword to their metadata for the first time and they're doing scope iteration. Let's check as well their keyword 30-day, because it wasn't before in their title or subtitle. Oh, there is no such a keyword in our metadata. So we need to add it, and it will take some time for ASOdesk to add this keyword and calculate all the positions from the match. So let's not bother with this. And yeah, basically that's it. I wanted to show you about this scope iteration. So I hope this situation, what Verve were doing in March, clear. It is clear why they were doing this. It is clear what is happening to a keyword ranking distribution in such situations, and how we can look at the case, how we can analyze, and what is the data, what are the information is important for App Store Manager to analyze effectiveness of such scope iteration. So let me continue. Okay, so let's continue with iterations. So to sum up all that has been said about the iterations, that at ASOdesk we are using ASOdesk iteration framework. This is all about the continuity of the ASO process. So at least we need at least from 6 to 8 iterations for a proper ASO program, like one cycle. So when we are doing first one scope iterations, then a few relevance iterations, then a few iterations for install rate improvement, and that's one cycle. Then we are looking at the history of our iterations, to the statistics, and we are proceeding with growth modeling. And that's a very good question. So what else should be done? So we've done this one iteration cycle, this from 6 to 8 iterations, and then we are creating different growth hypotheses and doing once again such an iteration cycles following this hypothesis and trying to get new installs, trying to find new niches to grow our app. So basically that's it about iterations. So the most important point that's this cycle is working for new apps and for the apps which are conducting App Store optimization for years already. We need this iteration framework when we are starting App Store optimization of the app for the new country, new locale. So basically that's it about iterations. So the next stage of our today's lecture I would like to talk about is keywords management. So I would like to stress the importance of proper selection of keywords, because as I have said already, when we are clear in the semantic core of irrelevant keywords at the very beginning, it will be easier for us to work in while following our ASOdesk iteration framework. Then we'll have a simpler process of metadata compilation. Then it will be easier for us to measure efficiency of our textile optimization iterations. And then all the textile optimizations iterations will be smoother. It will be easier to work with semantic cohorts. It will be easier to work with search history. So it is very important to conduct semantic core assemblance at the very beginning of App Store optimization effectively. How ASOdesk goes about the job? So as I've said, to be effective with the keywords, we are splitting queries into tabs. We are, like, for example, we are creating tab for paid searches. We're creating tabs for different semantic cohorts. We're creating tabs for iterations. We're adding comments to the queries. We add the custom traffic score, because sometimes, for example, ASOdesk is giving us one traffic score. However, we have internal metrics from the App Store Connect analytics. So we have more concrete and more precise data about the traffic score of the keywords. So we can add our own custom traffic score. We can fill in the lines with the needed keywords in different colors. We can mark the super important keywords for us as favorites, so they will be always on the top. So we mark a star next to this keyword, and we will always see these favorite keywords on the top. So each app has super kind of, let's say, 10, 20, 30, depends, keywords which are super important for our app. So we can mark them favorites, and they will be on the top always. We use all the time smart searching feature, which you saw. Like, we type one keyword, and the system is finding for us all the keywords which contain these keywords, and we can compile metadata using the filters. So before we I will tell you what we'll be talking in the next lecture, I would like to show you our keyword management tool. How does it work, and what is the why is it effective? So I would appreciate if you passed a plus, that you see my screen. So we are going. Do you see my screen? Oh, I'm eager to see a pluses that everything is going on. Okay, thank you. So guys, when talking about the keywords management, we are going to keyword analytics. In any ASO tools, the names are different, but the sense is always the same. So we are going to keyword analytics, and we have here keywords. So first of all, we see this the management tab for the keywords. So we have here all keywords. We might filter only keywords from the backlog. So let's delete this tab. So for example, let's try to create a few tabs. Why tabs are important? Because we can easily go through the tabs and analyze the position of our app by these tabs. For example, let's create a tab for all the apps which are from the fitness cohort. So we can, for example, we've got all the keywords which has the word fitness. So we can mark them, and we can move them to we can. So you see, we've created fitness. So if you are doing something with this cohort, we can just click and see all the apps from fitness cohort. Or we can, for example, create a separate. We can create a separate tab for the keywords with the workout keywords. So we mark all of them. Oops, and we can create workout tab. So we can easily create a different tabs, or we can, for example, we've got a list of the keywords which we are, I don't know, we need for something these keywords. So we can, for example, I don't know, choose a few keywords, and let's say we want to add them to the tab, for example, special attention. These keywords mean for us something. We have like special attention tab. The thing about the tabs. The next thing that we can mark keywords with the color. So we, for example, we can choose all the keywords from the keyword fitness. We can mark all of them, and we can mark all of them with the let's say pink color. So these keywords will have always pink color, you see. Or for example, we can, as I've said, we can mark keywords with the star. So these keywords will be always favored. So for example, we've got, you see, when I mark the star, this keyword is going to the top. So when I'm going, for example, to the tab fitness, on the top I see favorite keyword and then the rest of the keywords. Not all the favorite keywords, I see only favorite keywords from the tab fitness. That's mean that, as I've said, we will always see the favorite keywords on the top. Another important thing is, for example, here you see this warning sign. This means that there is an editorial content in the search results for this keyword. You remember we were telling about this yesterday during the lecture about App Store, iOS app on App Store. So if there is an editorial content on the top of the search results for this keyword, we see this sign, so we can be aware that there is a editorial content, and where the maximum, the highest rank we can rank for is, let's say, number 2, number 3. Then we can add our own traffic score. You see, there is a custom traffic score, so we can mark, for example, here, and we can say that there is 4,000 impressions from this keyword. It's possible to get in 24 hours. Then we can check rank history for our app by this keyword. This is pretty valuable, as we can, for example, something happened to our app. For example, let's choose all the keywords which have a positive iPhone movement. Set filter. Oh, you see, now we've got only all the keywords which have a positive movement, and we can see, for example, that some app is generally, you see, we've got like a positive movement, but this was at the end of the negative movement. The same here. Or we can see this keyword, right, the home fitness workout, that we were not changing positions a lot, but recently we are gaining positions by this keyword. So rank history is a great feature. Plus we can change the color of the keyword, so something is important. Plus we can add a note to this keyword, like important article, check this keyword. So I've added and I changed the color, so I will see this. Why is this all important? Because when we are working, as I have said already, with many locales, many apps, you are not able to remember all the information about a given keywords in a huge bunch of hundreds and thousands of the keywords. So using ASO tool, you are able to add a different information for the groups of the keywords, or for one keyword, and effectively and effectively follow the results for this article. Plus, we can use different filters to filter traffic score, as I was showing you, right? That we can, for example, to show all the keywords which has traffic score max 40, or we can remove any movement and we see more keywords. We can, for example, when we need filters, when we are compiling metadata, we need to find a keyword with a keyword length, with example maximum 5 characters. So there is no such keyword, so let's choose 10 characters, you see, and we are getting all the which has no more than 10 characters. So all these features are helping us to manage a big amount of keywords across the locales, across the apps, across the countries easily, without a lot of being hectic. Yep. So that would be, I think, the most important things about the keywords management. That's I think it. Do you have any questions, guys, about iterations? Do you have any questions about keywords management? Do you have any concerns? Perhaps something is not clear to you. Perhaps you're not quite. You haven't quite understood. So what should be done to achieve kind of a result? So I'm open to any questions. Once again, let me just summarize today's lecture. So we have 3 types of iterations. We have, while I'm talking, you might type in the questions, so I'm open for them. I would like to discuss with you any stuff, or if you want, I share any experience in practice, how to do different stuff, or perhaps my opinion, or something interesting story from ASO, or working as ASO manager. So I'm ready to answer. So while I'm talking about summarizing the lecture, you might type the question. So we've been talking today about 3 types of iterations: scope iterations, relevance iterations, and install rate improvement iterations. We've learned what is the importance and what is the significance of each type of iteration. We've learned the case of relevance iterations, which is not conducted at the beginning of App Store optimization, but somewhere in the middle of the, or how to say, I don't know, just relevance iterations, which is conducted to target a given keyword semantic core. And we've looked into the topic of efficient keywords management, about different important little things which helps ASO manager to manage metadata for different locales, adding nodes, what is the purpose and what is the logic which stands behind these different features and options which we have in ASO keyword management tool. That's it. That's from my part. Tomorrow we'll be talking about the growth models for textual and visual optimization. We'll analyze a few apps, and I will share with you a checklist for growth model searching. So basically, tomorrow we'll be talking, guys, about the stage. So as we've learned already, we know how to start App Store optimization. We've learned about the iteration and so on and so on. However, there is one interesting stage of App Store optimization. So we've done one cycle of iteration. We have a lot of information, but we know how we can move with a given which highest position we can obtain with a given keywords, and what the next. We've done 8 iterations, and we need to find an ideas how to grow, how to target, how to increase in, conversion rate. So we need to kind of to create growth models and follow them, and each growth model normally might take the full cycle of ASO iteration. So we'll be talking tomorrow about creation hypothesis, following them, checking them, inspiring by the job of our competitors, finding the ideas, finding new niches for improvement. So that's would be tomorrow, and on Friday we'll have 1 lecture, and I especially advise you to join us, especially on Friday, and especially for those who are working with Android apps. On Friday I will share with you my experience of working with Google Natural Language Platform, which helps us to understand attribution of our full description by the Google machine learning, and how to prepare a perfect full description, which would be understandable for by not which would be well understandable by Google search algorithm. I see one question, Mohammed Benouf. Do you see any procedure on how to choose keywords that are easier to reach top 10? What is a good search score to shoot for a new app? I was talking about this in the first lecture, Mohammed. So I never target keywords at the beginning which have traffic score more than 40. I always filter all the keywords below traffic score 40 and target them. Plus, I check popularity of the keyword. So the less apps we see in search results by this keyword, the better. So I'm filtering all the keywords below with the traffic score below 40. Plus, I'm checking the keywords with the less competition, and I'm starting from targeting these keywords, and then I'm looking how strong my app is to grow with these apps, and then I'm trying step by step adding more and more popular keywords. How do you use those keywords for organic and paid area? For example, using top 5 for organic and top 520 for paid ads to try to drive traffic. Didn't get a question. How do you use those keywords for organic and paid area? For example, using top 1 for organic and top 520 for paid ads to drive traffic. If you mean that like how do you use those keywords for organic and paid? Didn't get your question, Silja. Could you please rewrite this article somehow? I'm just yeah, not getting. Let me maybe 1 minute to think. I will continue with the next question. In the meantime, you might rewrite your question and I will answer you. I will be back to it definitely. Mohammed Hussein, no problem. We are open to join our academy. Victoria, if I miss today's first lecture and the first part of the second, would I understand tomorrow the lectures without today's ones? Yes, you will definitely will understand, because tomorrow will be Victoria talking. We'll be talking mostly about analysis of the application from the point of view of conversion rate and from the point of textual optimization rate. So basically, if you miss today's first lecture, I think the knowledge which you got on Monday and Tuesday will be enough to understand. Or if you want to get something, you can easily ask any questions, and I will clarify this stuff. So no problem. Of course, join tomorrow. Mohammed Benouf, 40 is ASOdesk score, not the search ads. Of course, you are right, but the thing is that, Mohammed, you can, like, don't be afraid of using calculation of the ASO tools and the ASOdesk tool as well, because basically ASO tools, they are showing us of course, we are aware. Yeah, you guys, I hope you are all aware that we are talking about when we are talking about the traffic score, we are talking about the calculation of the ASO platform. This is not like a real number. This is a number which has been calculated by a formula which takes into consideration a long list of the data extracted from the store. So of course, this traffic score, which is offered by the all ASO platforms, is not perfect. However, if ASOdesk says that this keyword has traffic score 40, you might be definitely sure that there is not a lot of traffic, but there is traffic. If ASOdesk says that keyword has below traffic below 10, there is a few traffic. So and the practice is definitely proving this. And when you will be working with your app, for example, let's say you will choose ASOdesk and you will be working with ASOdesk. After some time, you will definitely know that the calculation of ASOdesk and offers of traffic score are basically have the same tendencies, have the same the same shows basically the data, which is okay in comparison when you will compare this with your internal metrics. So don't be afraid. So as for me, I'm working in ASO for years. So if traffic score, I'm not running for keywords with traffic score higher than 40 at the beginning. That's my rule. If Silje, if I have a list of keywords, and how do I choose what keywords? If I have a list of keywords, and how do I choose what keywords for advertising and what keywords to include them in my title, description, etc.? Now it's clear, Silje. If you have a keyword which in the title, and you rank, and after a few iterations, you see that your highest position by this keyword was, for example, somewhere in the visibility zone top 20. So you won't grow by this keyword without any additional traffic. So you might, for example, follow a few iterations. You might find, let's say, a group of 5 keywords by which you are able maximum to reach, for example, top 20. So you can add all these keywords to the title and subtitle, and then start, for example, some marketing campaign for these keywords, or purchase incentive traffic, and step by step grow in this your position by these keywords. Or sometimes it's possible that you're, for example, add one of these keywords to a title and add less traffic keywords to our title, by which you might reach positions, for example, in top 7. So you will be getting more and more installs by the less traffic keywords, but you will be getting traffic by this keyword. And you will be definitely, if everything will be good in the general level of installs, you will be growing this keyword from the rank number 15. So you'll be step by step growing. Victoria, thank you. We'll watch on YouTube today, so when it would be there. Yeah, we will post all the links to the lectures in our Slack community. So welcome to join. Mohammed, understand? Great, thank you. Oh, I forgot about the homework. So if you registered in ASOdesk, and I hope you registered already, so there is a small home task for you. Remember that this is an optional homework. So find a semantic section or semantic cohort for one country for your app with which you would continue to work. You have a semantic core, hopefully, and try to find a new semantic section. So try to analyze your competitors, try to analyze different features of your app, and try to find a new semantic cohort for your app. It means a group of, let's say, 10, 15 keywords, and try to target them. So you probably have an access to ASOdesk platform already. So welcome to use ASOdesk. Follow the steps I showed you. Choose your country, choose your app, and try to target this small semantic cohort, and get the results. Try to do scope iteration for your app. So again, useful information: ASO knowledge base, ASO blog, our YouTube channel, where you'll find the whole academy, and ASOdesk, if you haven't registered yet, to try to target a semantic cohort which you will find for your app in any country of the world. So see you in our Slack community. If you have any questions, I will be there, so I'll answer them. And see you tomorrow on our lectures about the growth modeling, about the quick ASO audit of any app on the web. And if you would like that we do an ASO audit, a quick check of an application in a given country, so you can prepare it, you can drop into the Slack. I will check it out, and we can talk about this app tomorrow during the lecture. So that would be it. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good night or have a good day wherever you are. Bye.